So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship with. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about, the New York Times?
The person doesn't exist. I have not had a relationship with a 17-year-old. That is totally false.
Yeah, but she does exist, and she just subpoenaed Matt Gaetz in connection with a civil lawsuit, and Matt Gaetz is now set to have his deposition taken on or around April 5th. The girl, now a woman, who is identified only as AB in a civil lawsuit, has subpoenaed the Congress member, disgusting I even have to call him for that, from Florida, Matt Gaetz, who is alleged to have raped her when she was underage, although the Department of Justice and the FBI have not filed any charges against Matt Gaetz. There's now a civil lawsuit. Talk about a civil lawsuit backfiring, which is one of Matt Gaetz's closest allies and friends, someone by the name of Chris Dorworth, who alleges he was wrongfully accused by the woman who's now being identified as AB, then a girl, for also being involved in all of this. He sued AB, the woman, and he also sued one of Matt Gaetz's kind of buddies who is now in prison, Joel Greenberg, and now AB is seeking the deposition of Matt Gaetz. Gaetz is not a party to the lawsuit, but Gaetz is going to have to sit for a deposition, and he's going to have to answer questions about his relationship and what went down with AB. That's how she's being identified now. When she was 17 years old, here's the article from ABC. Gaetz subpoenaed by women he allegedly had sex with when she was a minor. That's called sexual assault. In a defamation suit brought by a friend, Gaetz could be asked under oath about the allegations involving a minor. Let's go through what this lawsuit is about. Let me share with you, though, more of that interview with Tucker from a few years back. Remember that interview where Tucker asked that and Gaetz said, doesn't exist, she doesn't, they lie about everything. You remember this part of the interview as well, where Gaetz reminds Tucker that they all went to dinner together. And then Tucker's like, I don't remember the dinner you're talking about. I genuinely don't know. Remember that? Here, play this clip.
Yeah, again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me, providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all.
Here's how ABC's reporting all of this sordid, despicable mess. Florida Representative Matt Gaetz on Thursday was served a subpoena to sit for a deposition in a civil lawsuit that involves the allegations that he had sex with a 17-year-old girl, sources tell ABC News, as part of a suit that was brought by a friend of the congressman against the young woman and others. Gaetz was issued the subpoena, which has not previously been reported, by attorneys representing the woman who's now in her 20s and was at the center of the years-long investigation by the Justice Department into allegations that the Florida congressman had sex with her when she was a minor, sources said. The congressman's deposition is slated for April 5th, according to sources, and is part of a sprawling defamation and racketeering lawsuit brought by Gaetz's longtime friend and lobbyist, Chris Dorworth. Used to be a member of the Florida House. The deposition could see Gaetz get asked all of these questions under oath. A spokesperson for Gaetz confirmed this subpoena, quote, Congressman Gaetz received a witness subpoena in an ongoing lawsuit between outside parties. He's not being sued, and he is neither a plaintiff nor a defendant in this case. According to court documents, Dorworth filed the lawsuit last year against Joel Greenberg, who was sentenced to 11 years and pled guilty to several charges, including trafficking a minor and other charges as well. And he was the one cooperating with the FBI against Gaetz and provided all this information. Ultimately, I think the DOJ did not charge Gaetz because they found that because of the profession that AB ended up going into, that she would not make the witness to secure a conviction, is what I heard. But Gaetz is going to be questioned now by AB. Dorworth alleged in the lawsuit that AB was working with Joel Greenberg to try to set him up, and the lawyer for AB says this is the most absurd thing in the world. This is what AB's lawyer says. Dorworth is trying to recast AB as Greenberg's partner in crime and a participant in a conspiracy to destroy Dorworth's reputation. The complaint improperly seeks to preempt any claims AB may have against Dorworth for trafficking her by making a threadbare request for expansive declaratory judgment. In other words, what they're saying there is Dorworth knows that AB is going to sue him, so Dorworth tried to sue her first. And then it goes on to say, to accept this claim by Dorworth, one must accept a series of irrational premises that provide its foundation, that Joel Greenberg colluded with his victim, AB, to falsely implicate plaintiff and ostensibly Gaetz, to reduce the former's criminal liability, or alternatively, so that AP could bring a civil lawsuit against Gaetz and the plaintiff. That doesn't make any sense at all. So, remind you too of what Gaetz's colleagues say about him. Markwayne Mullin, Oklahoma, who is a Republican who was around Gaetz. This is what he would say that Gaetz would do on the House floor. Play this clip.
You got to think about this guy. This is a guy that the media didn't give a time of day to after he was accused of sleeping with an underage girl. And there's a reason why no one in the conference came and defended him, because we had all seen the videos he was showing on the House floor that all of us had walked away of the girls that he had slept with. He'd brag about how he would crush ED medicine and chase it with an energy drink so he could go all night. This is obviously before he got married. And so when that accusation came out, no one defended him, and then no one on the media would give him a time of the day. All of a sudden he found fame because he opposed the Speaker of the House back in November, and he's always stayed there. And he was never going to leave until he got this last moment of fame by going after a motion to vacate.
It's important to know Congressman Gaetz has never been charged with any sex trafficking crime, and he gave this statement to CNN in response. I don't think Markwayne Mullin and I have said 20 words to each other on the House floor. This is a lie from someone who doesn't know me and who is coping with the death of the political career of his friend Kevin. Thoughts and prayers.
And this is what Kevin McCarthy recently said about Gaetz. Here, play this clip.
I hope Nancy gets the help she needs. I really do.
Are you going to give her any help?
No, not help financially. I just hope she gets the help to straighten out her life. I mean, she's got a lot of challenges. No one will stay working for her.
Has there ever been any conversations between you and the former president about Matt Gaetz and his decision to throw you out? Is he supportive of that?
I don't know how close you probably think the president is to Gaetz, but you should figure that out.
They're not actually that close? Gaetz makes it out to be like they're...
I'm sure. Gaetz probably makes a lot out of it. He probably lies about who he sleeps with, too.
Melanie.
And of course, Gaetz is allied with Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And in the MAGA movement, Gaetz is one of the leaders. And all very disgusting stuff right here. This is not normal. This should all be condemned. It's disgusting. But I wonder what do you think will happen? You think Dorworth is going to dismiss the lawsuit before Gaetz gets deposed? What do you think is going to happen? Because if Dorworth dismisses the lawsuit to try to avoid the deposition. I mean, AB can still try to get the deposition if she files the lawsuit, but what do you think is going to happen? But Gaetz is going to have to sit for an April 5th deposition. He's going to be confronted by AB, and I'd like to see that deposition made public. In fact, I think that maybe the Meidas Mighty, we should ask that the deposition, or request the deposition be made public and try to get that deposition tape. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 3 million subscribers.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.